Welcome to Pins and Things. We are making today this cute little Sheriff Woody costume that is riding Bullseye. Are you riding Bullseye? Can you run around and ride on Bullseye? Yeehaw! Don't fall over, just ride it, huh?
He's fun.
So the lighting's not very good, but here is my yellow shirt, and this is his size and everything, and I just flipped it inside out, and now I have it laid down, and I'm going to make it as flat as I possibly can. And I was looking at how many lines are on Woody's shirt, and it's about like, I don't know, about like this. So I'm going to actually just use the ruler as a guide, make a line, then move it up, make another line, move it up, make another line, and just keep doing that. And this part at the top I'm not concerned about, even though the back of it has a little bit more black on it too. I'm just not concerned about it because we're going to have a white vest going over it, the cow vest going over it, and a red handkerchief right here. So basically we have everything we need just in flipping it inside out. So we're going to start painting and see how it goes. I have made stripes or lines just with this ruler, and this is how I'm doing it. You can see I've already made a line right here. So I just set the ruler down right on there, and then I've just been going along the edge of this ruler with my paintbrush and painting, and I'm getting some on the ruler, but it washes off really easy, so it's not a big deal. Anyways, this is how I'm doing it, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the sleeves parallel to the collar, I think. So going down and with a few, like that. It should be pretty easy. It's just a little bit time consuming because I know a lot of people use like a fabric marker is what they call it, but I already have red paint and I'm trying not to spend a whole lot of money on this costume because I think it would just be easier if we could, make it cheap and have it look like what we need it to look like. So this is what we're doing, and it's working just fine. So super duper happy because I went to the dollar store and I found the stuff that I've been searching everywhere for. So this is what I found. A little gun holster. It's supposed to be brown, but black will work too for this little Woody costume. And it also came with this little, the masked man. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but a little badge. And then I got 2 of these for actually $1, the dollar store. And I found this vest. I've been searching everywhere for cow print anything, and I couldn't find any. So this is perfect for $1. And it's way too big, as you can see if I put it on top. It's like it covers the entire shirt. So I'm actually going to do something where I might just cut out a smaller part of the vest and then use that only on top of the shirt. So we're going to see how it turns out. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to adjust it, but I'm just going to kind of go as I feel looks good, work as it looks good. I'll just do whatever that is. And I'll keep you guys up to date with what it is. So thus far, I think I've only spent money on this hat at the dollar store, plus this vest, plus this little gun, and 50 cents on a handkerchief. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 50, $3.50 for a Woody costume. So that's pretty good so far, and everything else I've just been able to find at home. So I'm just gonna work on the vest a little bit and see if I can get it to work, and I'm excited. Anyways, I'm gonna keep working. After I put it inside out, and so they were 2 inches shorter than what it was. Just fold it in half and line it all up, and then I drew a little half circle open it up to see if that's what I wanted it to look like on both sides from here to here. And it is, so now I'm just going to line it up again really well. And then take my scissors to it. Ta-da! And that looks like the back of a vest. Pretty good, I think. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew over that edge and make sure it stays that way. And then I'll adjust the rest of it. So what I did on this now is I just set the vest over the shirt, and then I drew on the vest where I wanted it to come in. And so now I'm just cutting off the excess, and then I'm going to go ahead and sew the vest together, re-sew it together again. So you can kind of see what I did. I cut it, you know, so that's completely cut. So I'm going to flip it inside out and then sew the edges back together, because I just had to cut off a little bit. I'm not sure where that went. Down there. So I just had to cut off that little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and sew that back together, and we'll keep adjusting. So after taking a look at this picture, I decided it's about 2/3 of the shirt of this little boy, of Woody, is the vest. And then the middle is where the buttons go down. And so just by looking at this picture, I've been able to kind of determine, well, I divided all of this by 3, so we have it in thirds, and it's about 4.5 inches. So 4.5 inches on this side of vest and 4.5 inches on this side of vest. And then just drawing a line straight down. It's a very simple pattern, and then curving it around to the top of where, you know, the bottom of where we want it to go. So I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with the sides, but on here. So I'll line these two up like that. Just line them up, and then I'll just snip off this excess part, and then I'll be able to I guess fix the edges, and then it will just look like there's a little pocket on the side. It's not going to look spectacular, but it will give the right look to Woody. So this is after adjusting the top and the sides. I took in the sides a little bit, took in the top a little bit, and this was just way too big overall. Now what I've done, you can see I measured where I want the vest to be, and this part is going to be cut out. Now I don't have like a pattern or anything, so I've taken the other side, the opposite side. So normally this is like this, and here's the vest, but I just pushed it in and pinned it together so it's really flat and it's going to be easy to cut out. And now what I'm going to do is just cut off the outside part of this vest to be able to make it so that it's even on both sides. And I just pinned it so it would stay where I need it to be while I'm cutting it. And this is just from looking at the picture online as what I want it to look like. And the rest of this back right here, I'll just measure this and I will make a straight line and cut off of that. So let's see, where's my measuring tape? There it is. So this is about 4 inches, about 4 inches. So just want to make sure I get it. Now I'm just cutting out the back to match the front. So this should be good now that now when I unpin it. Let's take a look and see. I'm excited. Alright, much better. This is much closer to the size that I need for Woody. And so that, if I did it right, should fit on this perfectly and just give the right look for Woody. So let's try it out and see. I'm just going off his shirt because he's asleep right now. Yep, that looks just about perfect. So now all I need to do is hem up the edges so it's not going to fray. I don't know if this would fray anyways. And then put 2 big white buttons in the middle and the bandana. Yay! With the hat, I just got it at the dollar store, and it's not quite what I want with Woody. So it was just completely plain. What I did is I took just a needle and thread and went ahead and did the outside stitching on here. Just for the decoration, that's really all it is. And then on the top part here, I've actually just been going over the thread with a tiny bit of paint to be able to make it a little bit thicker. You can do it with a marker too. It doesn't really matter. But then, so the top part is done. Now I'll just show you an example of what I've been doing. I'm just doing this, going over each one of the threads. And I did the thread thing because I didn't want to have to think about where I needed to put the paint. I wanted to just be able to kind of trace it, kind of put it over there. And then the last thing, after I'm done going around this outside edges, I'm going to either find a ribbon or just paint a black about the thickness of this around the outside to give it a little bit of a headband. So I think that's all that I really need to do with the hat. I know you can do it with some, so basically if you have a hat this color, you can do it with like a tan color, if you have a tan ribbon, or a darker one. And I just have darker, so that's what I'm going to do. And because having a cute little outfit like this is not always good enough for me, I am going to take it a little farther than this and make some stuffed legs to put on top of a horse. So let's go. And this is what I'm using. There are a couple of different ways to do this. For one thing, you could actually take a pair of nylons. See? Just take a pair of nylons and actually stuff them with stuffing to make stuffed legs. Or you could take these. I was looking through my drawer and I was like, oh, I really like the nylons that I have. I don't really want to use them. So I decided I don't like these. There are these hospital socks. Like, I've gotten them, one of them from when I went to have James and one from when I had to have Corbin. And I haven't worn them since. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just use those instead and I'll stuff them. So what I did is I cut off the end of the blue sock and then I put the ends together and I sewed them together. So there is one sock that will go, and I will just stuff it full of stuffing, and then I'll stuff that into the leg that will go over the horse. So I just sewed the socks together, and really the only reason why I had to sew the socks together was to make sure that they were long enough to fit in the whole pant leg. But if you get nylons, which you can get them for like $1, I think, at Walmart, they're pretty cheap. But if you get nylons, you don't need to sew anything together, you just, in fact, you might even have to cut them apart. But I am just making sure that I have plenty of stuffing for these legs, and I'll stuff both of them and then put them in the pant legs, and I'll show you the rest. Okay, now I have both of the pant legs just with these socks in them. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and stick them where I want them, and I'm actually going to, I thought I was going to just put them down like where his foot would regularly go so that I could put the boot over it. But I decided instead what I'm going to do is take away those inches and just sew it on directly here. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because his legs are these legs need to look a little bit shorter just for the horse, because the horse is actually his real leg like height, and so if I make these look just a tiny bit shorter, it will give the proportions, make the proportions of the costume look a little bit better. So anyways, I'm just going to take my needle and thread and sew the pant legs directly onto the bottom of these stuffed socks. And what that's going to do is just hold it in place so that I can then put the boot on, and it will hold the boot. You know, it'll these pants won't come out of the boot and kind of have the costume come apart, so that will just hold it together a little bit better. Now that I have sewn up the bottom, you can see, and it's not anything special, it's just basically to keep these pants stuck there so they won't come untucked. But let's see, where did I just put my needle and thread? Here it is. After I did that, I just shoved the boot on top of it and made sure that the pant leg and everything was in the right spot, and it looks like it went all the way down to the bottom to me. So now, this part my mom gave me the idea of, because I was like, how am I going to stitch the boots to the pants to make them stay? And she's like, oh, that's easy, just use the loops. So these little loops right here, basically I'm just going to take right here on the pants, and then I'm going to push this through the loop. Make it really, really easy. And then I can stitch it right here. Then pull it back through, and just do that a few times. And maybe a whole bunch of times if you feel like you need it. And then once you've done that, do it on the other side, and this loop right here too. And then that will be what holds your boots up. There you go. Alright, this is the horse we have that he's going to be in, that is Bullseye. But I have to do a little bit of revamping to make him look a little bit more like Bullseye. So like, what I'm doing right now is, you can see this is the eyes that were on it before. And I actually just took some glue gun, hot glue, and put this over the top of it. And I kind of had to build it up around the outside to make it a little bit more flat so it could go right on it. But I think that's about it. And with these googly eyes, they can warp really bad because of the heat. So I have to let it cool off a little bit, the hot glue, and then once it just is sticky, like, and you can touch it with your finger, that's when it's okay to stick the eyeball on so that it won't melt. How many legs do you have? 1 and 2. Mine and 2. Can you count them?
1, 2, 3, 4.
You have 4 legs?
Yeah.
That's crazy! Wow.
I'm taking it off now.
Okay, we'll take it off now, and then we'll show them what we did, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So after stuffing the pants, I actually had these socks stuffed all the way up to like right here. So when I put them on him, I realized I needed to take out some of the stuffing, so I just went ahead and did that. So they're a little bit, like, it's basically up to right about here that's stuffed, because then he's gonna be the stuffing. So then the next part, I just took a pair of scissors. There's already a hole like right here, so I just cut out of that, and all the way over to here, a big enough hole that he would be able to fit inside of. So now what I need to do is actually slip it over him and pin it where I need it to be stitched, just lightly stitched onto the horse back. So there we go. Are you a little boy riding a cowboy, or riding a horse?
Yeah.
Are you a cowboy?
Walk around, James.
No.
Yeah, walk around. Go over there and walk back.
No.
Look at me. Walk over there.
Go. Should we put on your Woody shirt to go with it?
Yeah.
You want me to put on your Woody shirt? We made it for you. You see it?
Yeah.
Alright, arms up. Put your arms in first. you a sheriff? Are you the sheriff?
Hold on to the reins of the horse.
Go.
No.
Alright.
Wait, there's one more.
Oh. Beck, is it all done?
Does it look like it?
It looks good. Unless there's a finishing touch I don't know about.
Well, I'm just gonna stitch these up kind of like that.
Oh. Okay.
Does that look like it would look better?
Rather than just hanging down?
Yeah.
Let it hang again? Yeah, probably just a little bit.
Good job! Good riding, cowboy! Are you a cowboy?
Yeah.
Cool,
Are you
dude.
like Woody?
Yeah.
Alright,
Hold
James, I want you to run to the stove and back. Can you run?
on. Hold on to this. Hold on. Hold on to your horsey so its head doesn't fall. Oh no! You lost your hat! Hold on to the horse so he's looking up.
No,
Run,
run.
run, run! Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, up, up. Aw, man.
You keep losing your hat,
Maybe I'll
huh?
have to make a little strap for that hat. Giddy up, giddy up. Oh, hold on to your horse. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, up, up.
Yeah, the hat keeps coming off.
I'll have to put a little strap on it. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, up, up.
Brum, brum,
Giddy
brum,
up, giddy
brum,
up, giddy
brum.
up, 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 giddy up, giddy up, up, up. Ah! You like this costume? I think he's scratched. That looks so funny. That looks so funny.
Good job, James. Say, howdy.
Melody.
There's a snake in my boots.
Is there a snake in your boot?
Yeah.
Say, somebody poison the water hole.
And toys in the water.
Toys in the water hole. So what you doing right now?
I am positioning these little legs.
Do you think with all his roughness and running around, these little stitches are gonna pop out?
They might, and that's where I just have to be careful, huh?
Yeah, and I won't put the hand in there. And I gotta be careful and don't make the costume holes.
Yeah, try not to break the costume. Huh. So there are still a few things that I would do, like his hat keeps falling off, so I might just put like a little black ribbon underneath to tie around his neck. Another thing that I was suggested is to put a little string with a loop, you know, so that it looks like a pull string on here. And I also have to find a belt that will fit in these tiny belt loops that we can put a little belt buckle, woody belt buckle on here. And I would just, you could totally just use foam that's yellow and then draw on the little logo, and that's online. Just look it up, and I would just look it up and then just draw it on. I might still do that. And then the other thing, other than that, the other thing I would do is make this a little bit more like Bullseye. Just put some pink here instead of the brown, but in the exact same shape, and then make crazier hair with some either brown foam craft, you know, craft foam, or felt, anything that's would stick up really easily. And I would probably double layer it and then sew it through the bottom and through the top so that it will stick up and like really spiky like Bullseye. Other than that, I think we're done with this costume, and it's so cute, and I think I think he likes it. So check out the other video that I'm also making. It's the Ursula the witch costume, for any size. And then I think just look at all of our other Halloween videos and subscribe, and we'll see you later.